Hi, coffee creamer. One of the best things coming out of coffee, but I just want more out of it. Well, that's where I start making crime. Oh yeah, this is the good stuff. Emulation, or as retro gamers call it, disgusting. Other people prefer the D word, but I say, damn. All jokes aside, I do understand why people feel this way about emulation. You're not playing on the artist intended, you're not playing on the original console, or in other words, you're not actually going to beat the real game. If you're drinking purified water, it isn't real water. It wasn't made by God. Now get over there. While I do agree with some of these points, conveniency is not really there for retro gaming. And here's what I mean by that. Well, first you have to have the console, then you have to have and plug in the cords and cables, then of course you have to have the game of your choice, then you put in the game, make sure you have a controller, and then plug in the controller, and when you're finally done, you turn on the power and play your game. While to some, you might not think this is convoluted and complicated as I made it to be. The thing is, most people likely will not have the console, and even if they did, some people don't even know how to put AV cables in the TV. Even if someone wanted to play that game really bad, they would have to spend at least over $100 just to have the game, the console, and the controller. Unless... yes, emulation, of course. Yes, I know Nintendo Switch Online isn't the most probable way of playing these old games, but if you want to do it this way, you totally can, and it's honestly probably better than playing on your computer. Though, if you do want to play on your computer, there's lots of websites, though I would actually be careful just in case if you get a virus on your computer or something terrible happens because you downloaded some file, or you could try the third way. I understand if some don't want to do this way, maybe because of time or any other reasons. But personally, this is my favorite way to do it. Now, I've only modded this console and not any others, but I eventually will get to that. What's great about modding this console is that you can actually play 3DS, DS, and Game Boy Advance games. Sadly though, I can't play SNES or some PlayStation games due to the model I have, which is the 3DS XL. But hey, if you can't sleep, it comes with the free ear blasting. Now, there is another way to emulate games, but it's, wait, no. The Sega Genesis. Disgusting. Damn. Look, if you prefer this way over any other things, that's totally fine, but in my opinion, it looks bad. This looks so bad. There's so many buttons that half the time you're gonna see your thumb instead of the actual game. Now, like I said earlier, artist intent is still taken in mind, but conveniency is still very nice. However, I actually still recommend playing the original game on the original console. It's definitely a much different experience. I remember my first time I played Pokemon Crystal on my 3DS. I remember being hard to get used to Pokemon Crystal, and it only took me like an hour or so to get used to it. And I think it's because I'm so used to the other Pokemon games that already are on the 3DS. By the way, I really recommend Pokemon Crystal. It's a very good game. But when I play Game Boy Color games on the Game Boy Color, it's a lot easier to get used to. And it's all because it was made for that console with the artist's original intent. But one more thought. If you've already been using emulation on your computer, do you have to use emulation that Nintendo provided for you? No. And at the moment, and in my opinion. The thing about Nintendo Online is that you can't play these games later on. When Nintendo Online shuts down, you won't be able to play these games anymore. Unlike the Wii, 3DS, and Wii U eShops, but we know what happened to those guys. Though there is a way emulators can help Nintendo. Say you want to play one of the original Fire Emblem games to start playing Fire Emblem for the first time. But those games are a little expensive. So you start emulating the game, and you love it. Then you start playing the other Fire Emblem games, and you love them as well. So much so that you go to your local GameStop and buy a new copy of Fire Emblem Engage. So not only Nintendo just get a new fan of Fire Emblem, but also money. Well, now that I've learned about emulation, I really like to experience the real thing. And emulation's great, but sometimes taking a look at the real thing can be even better. Maybe I don't need this. And maybe I should actually try coffee creamer. Let's give it a go. Playing with one hand right now. You're not going to hear this in the audio, but it's for Isaac to have fun. He's probably going to cut it out. Oh, frick. Okay, well, I got to make some audio.